Hi and good morning, writers. This is another SpoonFed writing tip. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about how we write towards a reader, especially when we are writing nonfiction and especially when we are writing memoir. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they write memoir is that they really are unable to distinguish between what is interesting to them and what is going to be interesting to a reader. When you are writing for a reader, you have to remember that people don't really care about you. They want to know what's in it for them. Now, I know this sounds really like an awful way of thinking about readers, but you've got to understand that if a reader gets bored and if you lose a reader's attention, they will put a book down. People's attention spans are really, really short these days, and we have to keep people engaged. Now, there are lots of ways to do that to ensure that you are emotionally engaged with your reader. Lots of techniques that one needs to master. But the most important thing for you as the writer to keep in mind while you're writing is that you are writing this for a reader. This doesn't mean that you need to generalize your experience. In fact, to the contrary, you need to personalize your experience to make it so particular to you, so unique, so fascinating that you become such an interesting character in your own story that the reader can't help but be interested in you. But if there's nothing in it for the reader, if the reader can't see his or her experience or how your experience might relate to his or her experience, you do stand the chance of losing their attention. So the way to do this is to still write what you need to write about in your own story, but to draw up a list or to take a piece of paper and create a column like this where we have you, so that's me, that's you, the writer, and you might decide that you're going to write a chapter about where your pet dog Snowy was run over when you were 5 years old and you saw this. You can write about that, go into detail, make sure to access your senses, your emotion, the memory. And then when you get to the part about making meaning, what you have to make sure that you do is to create a universal theme from that moment. So of course, the universal theme that will emerge from that is loss, trauma, experiencing death for the first time. Every single reader will be able to relate to that, even if he or she has never had a pet at all and has never lost anyone even. Everybody is going to be able to understand what you are writing about. Same thing if you want to write about your parents' divorce. So you want to go into the exquisite detail of what that was like for you, but make sure that at some point you move to the universal theme where you'll talk about disillusionment and the loss of faith in love. Even if you want to write about going to the dietitian, you can do that. Even if people have never wanted to lose weight themselves, because what you're really talking about is body image, and every single reader has got issues with body image. So when you're struggling to move from the personal, from the particular into the universal, just create a template for yourself and work out what universal themes your particular experience will illuminate for the reader and write towards that. If this has been helpful, please will you let me know by sending me an email, joanne@joannefedler.com. And you can go to my website, which is joannefedler.com, where you can download free SpoonFed writing tips on how to write your own story. And I will see you soon in another SpoonFed writing tip.